What's going on, guys? And thank you, muchas gracias, for tuning in to another Raw 411 from Chris Chaos. Now, Monday Night Raw. Questions were answered, and you were still left scratching your head. Very good. Very well done. The analyst side of me says this show was a 9.5 or a 10. Honestly. You had solid matches, well, except for the the tag match, the end of it anyway. It was pretty horrible. But I mean, you had drama, you had a lot of hype, uh, a WWE title match, a return of someone who hasn't been around, in a while. Uh, Passion. I mean, you could tell between Punk and then with Cena at the end. Was just amazing. All right, first, let me just run through the show. Triple H's come out and said, I screwed up, pretty much. But he explains that he left Nash the tickets, uh, left him at will call, and said he hadn't talked to him since then. And then says, here's Alberto Del Rio, and Del Rio comes out like the champion should. And I love Del Rio's promo. It was absolutely great because Del Rio took and kind of made you believe that he was going to be that he was turning face, which because he was hyping up Rey Mysterio. He was just hyping up because it was in Rey's hometown. But at the end, he pulled it right back and proved why he is a classic heel and why he is just money on the mic. And anybody that doesn't see that is just fucking stupid or just not paying attention because he's just that good. Uh, the Morrison versus Truth match was a great way to start off Raw. That was a fantastic brawl, if you will. It wasn't a whole lot of a match or much of a match. It was just pretty much a fight, but it was good, and it did good for the storyline. And having Morrison actually finally win, it I don't know if he's still in the doghouse or not. And we all know about the thing. He's in the doghouse because of Melina. Whatever. Okay. First and foremost, he shouldn't be in the doghouse for going to bat for his girlfriend. That's just he shouldn't be. He should be respected for doing that, and I respect the hell out of him because I know a lot of people that wouldn't do such a thing. Uh, but that was such a great finish to the match, and that knee in the chair, it came off on TV really well. Uh, so kudos to that. The Miz Subway thing, that was just a complete waste of time. Let's not even talk about that. Uh, it's at this point that they show Nash arriving to the arena, and I gotta say, Nash, because I didn't watch last night, Nash is looking pretty good. He looks like he's in pretty good shape. Looks like he's been hitting the gym. He's been doing this thing, staying in shape. Very awesome with that. Again, I have the notebook because I still don't know where the clipboard of fun is. Stay tuned. I am looking for it. Uh, Kelly and Eve versus the Bellas. Uh, I just want to point out, I love how tough and how all hard the Bellas act when they come out. It's just funny. It's just really funny. The Bellas come out, they're like, I'm so tough, I'm so this, I'm so that, blah blah blah. It's just funny to see. And I gotta give the Bellas props because they did a lot of good. Uh, I called it scientific wrestling, uh, which is you attack a body part and you stay on it. Which in the Divas division, in Divas matches, you don't ever see that. So maybe that's just kind of something new that they're doing that they've never done before. Not really. I mean, Natty's done it a couple of times, to set up for the sharpshooter. But other than that, really, I think maybe Trish used to do it occasionally, But that was back in the day. So modern day, there nobody does it anymore. As far as WWE, now let's not. I'm not comparing anybody else or saying this is WWE. This is the divas I'm talking about. So just bear with me. Uh, Even Kelly win. Beth and Natty come out looking amazing. If I mean, oh my god, just oh my god. I mean, they were that was fucking insane. Okay, as good as they looked, I can't believe it. And come back from commercial, Nash comes out to absolutely no music. He says Triple H sent him a text message saying to take out the winner. Well, he didn't actually say Triple H sent him the message. He said he got a message, and he alluded to Triple H sending the message. CM Punk comes out, pretty much calls bullshit. Uh, Says one of the two were lying, and he bets that it's Nash lying. Uh, right here, I want to stop and be like, look, how great will it set up for later when it comes out that Alberto Del Rio actually sent that text message? Think about it. Just think about how better it comes off in the story. Now, with the story, it still comes off good with Triple H, but there's a flaw there because, say, again, kayfabe, say John Cena wins. Well, Nash takes him out. Why would Triple H tell Nash to take out John Cena? Because he said, no matter who wins, and you got to listen to the verbiage, no matter who wins, take out the winner. So think about it. Anyway, they do a back and forth. Punk goes to the ring, and just when he's going to the ring, he wants to fight. Nash drops the mic, but then like 7 security guards come out. I'm assuming they're local indie guys from San Diego. Uh, and so Punk leaves and he says, I'm just going to talk to Triple H. And he's pissed. We come back from a commercial and Nash is talking to John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace, if you will. He's talking to Johnny Ace, and Johnny Ace wants to offer him a contract, it sounds like. So that's really good that he's going to give him a contract for to come back and actually do some stuff in the ring. Now, thank you, thank you. My Johnny Ace impression. I think it was better than even Punk's. Billy Paz, what do you think? Anyway, uh, Riley Swagger. I think they had a pretty good match. I think it was overshadowed by Dolph and Vicky being on commentary, uh, which always happens when there's somebody on commentary. Whoever's in the ring, it always gets overshadowed by whoever's on commentary. If somebody special's out there, uh, and that's kind of what happened here. The real story was ended up being after the match. Vicky cost Riley the match. Swagger bless him, and it wasn't really Swagger. It was really this is really A-Rod's fault, but it took Swagger 3 times to do the gut wrench power bomb, and that's really Riley's problem because he didn't jump. He was just kind of laying there limpless and lifeless or whatever. I mean, come on. Anyway, when they come back from commercial, Swagger comes up to Vicky and says, "Hey, you know what? Think of Bobby Heenan, Freddie Blassie, classy Freddie Blassie. These guys had a stable. They had actual stable. They had a lot of guys. So you need to think about expanding your roster. I love this. This is old school, and I have wanted to see this. I've wanted to see an actual stable. I told you, I've said it months ago, and I still say it. I think Michael Cole being a manager and being a manager of a stable would go way over right now. But it looks like they're gonna maybe do that with Vicky. I like it. I still like it. Anyway, McGillicuddy and Otunga versus Kofi and Evan. Kind of sloppy there at the end. I gotta admit, kind of sloppy there at the end. Before that match, you see Stephanie. She still looks good. I'd still do it. And Stephanie says, Punk, people usually get what they deserve and then walks away. And Punk's kind of looking like, well, that bitch, I swear. Uh, um, Alberto Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio, it was a good match. It was a really good match. That match, I give that match at least an 8. Because of, I mean, there were no flaws in that match. It just wasn't over the top to be a 10. But I mean, a solid 8, which is really good for TV. I mean, that was a really great match for being a TV main event. And love him or hate him, Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio have definite chemistry. I still would have liked to have seen the whole cash in thing like tonight, because I kind of would have rather seen Punk versus Mysterio again, but that's just the way I feel. And I know a lot of people will probably disagree with that, or maybe a lot of people will agree with that. But uh, anyway, I'm left with Alberto Del Rio winning, which was, I mean, it was a great win, obviously. I mean, the way the win came about, I liked it. He attacks Ray. Cena comes out, starts yammering on about his destiny or whatever, and he says, "Your destiny is John Cena whooping your ass." I love it. The passion. Look, I hadn't seen the passion in John Cena, not that passion. You've seen the passion over, it's just like amplified this week from what it's been the last 4 or 5 weeks. Uh, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Uh, Sounds even like John Cena might have a problem with the Money in the Bank, the whole concept, because Alberto just kind of snuck his way in. Although you got to give it up to CM Punk. He said, "Hey, I'm not even mad at Alberto Del Rio. He done it. He done the same thing I've done. I was just waiting on Punk to go, hey, I even done it twice." So there you go. Overall, like I said, Raw is like at least a 9.5, if not a 10 for tonight. I loved it. I loved every minute of the show tonight, and I can't wait for next week. I absolutely can't wait. Now, uh, as far as Alberto Del Rio, Punk, John Cena, Triple H, Nash, this whole kind of thing that we've got going on, I want to elaborate on that. This video is getting long. I'm not going to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to go in depth and talk about what's good, what's bad, and it might be kind of a long video. It might even be longer than this. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Nobody knows what's going on. I don't even know what I'm going to do from day to day. But until then, you guys be good. I'm going to say deuces as always. I mean, why wouldn't I? And make sure you just peep me out, catch me on Twitter, because I will let everybody know as soon as I speak once again.